Hi guys. All right. So for those of you that know, I've graduated, and for those of you that don't know, I graduated. Thank you. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Took 12 years. Glad I didn't take any more. You know what I'm saying? But now that I graduated, I do got some summer goals though. You know, because who doesn't got summer goals? I want to be as consistent as possible by the end of the summer. So whatever I'm working on, whatever I want to indulge in, I want to be as consistent in it as possible. But when I say consistent, like let's say content creation, I want to be at least posting weekly. No, I want to at most be posting weekly. At least two, at least 2 weeks. Like the latest I want to be is 2 weeks. But I want to be able to be posting weekly videos constantly, and that's the first goal. So like really just working on me and being consistent as I possibly can in it. Consistent whatever I'm pursuing, consistent in whatever, you know what I'm saying? Consistent as possible. That's the first goal. The second goal, I want to be 150 by the end of summer. Now, that's not really an absurd goal. It would be more absurd if I was like 100 pounds trying to gain 50. That'd be absurd. I'm currently standing at 135. I just weighed myself earlier. I'm 135, and I think I could hit 15 extra pounds. The only thing is, it's so hard for me to retain more than 5 pounds. Like it took me so long to hit 130. No, it took me so long to hit 110 even. But I finally hit that. And then I got 120 a year after I was supposed to be 120. Hit 130 a year after I was supposed to hit 130. And now I'm at 135. The heaviest I've ever been was 140. So I could do it. Just gotta get a little lazy maybe. And not do so much to, burn that fat. But I want to hit 150. That's my end goal. 150 by the end of summer. But that's really it for my goals right there. That's really it for my goals. But there is something else I'm gonna be implementing this summer for myself, and that's this blueprint that I've made. I've followed this blueprint before, and it has worked. The only thing is, I gave up too early on it because I gave into the, attention I was getting. I gave into it, and then I became a really comfortable person. But I'm going back in the blueprint, and I'm gonna share this blueprint with y'all in case y'all want to implement it. So, first, the first thing you really gotta focus on is routine. You gotta focus on routine because without routine, you you have that's already like the first step to lacking more discipline. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to build yourself a routine that works for you. But you also want to make sure it's healthy. Don't try to make a routine around doom scrolling for 10 minutes and then going into a shower and then playing the game, then going to eat. Don't try to like if you're gonna make a routine, make sure it's healthy. You know what I mean? So the routines I used to do, which I'm going back into, was right off the wake, don't check the phone. First thing you do, stretch, exercise a little. Then you go into brushing your teeth. You take a shower. And note, you gotta take a cold shower. Cold showers help your body in the morning. So you take a cold shower. From there, get dressed, fix your room up if it's dirty. Then you go get something to eat. You know what I mean? And make sure it's healthy. Make sure you're eating like a banana with some like I'm trying to think of something everybody would have. Basically just eat the healthier option. Uh, Stable routine, build stable foundation for you to build a better you. Number two, you gotta be able to exchange something. You gotta like trade some. You gotta trade this for this, trade that for that. You know what I mean? You have to be able to Now, this step is interchangeable with step number 4. Like, you either do both or you do one or the other. But you have to be able to trade something. You got to be able to trade that 3-hour doom scrolling on TikTok for like a 2-hour reading session or a 2-hour like hobby, whatever. 2 hours of a healthy habit, 2 hours of a exercise, 2 hours of whatever. Replace one thing for another. That's all you gotta do. Replace one thing for another. Replace them 3 hours of gaming for 3 hours of reading, 3 hours of exercise. Same thing. Replace what needs to be replaced with something better. You know what I mean? Don't stay on the game all day. At least replace half that time with something else, something healthier. Trade in all that junk food for healthier alternatives. You know what I mean? Trade in them random 5-hour naps a day for 5-hour exercises. Just trade whatever needs to be traded. Whatever you know what needs to be traded, but you don't want to trade it anyway. Implement it into your life more. Yada yada. Now, you have to stay on top of this step because it will really destroy your whole progress. Distractions. You have to get rid of the distractions and you have to avoid the temptations. Because now that you're on this walk, there's gonna be a lot of distractions. A lot of distractions. Like a lot. So you have to be able to ignore them. And then eventually you'll be hit with so much temptation. Like you'll get attention from things you didn't even think you could get attention from. Like for example, you can start getting attention from the opposite gender. You can start getting attention from girls, and then now you're like, oh, I'm the big shot now. I could talk to girls now. They get like yada yada this yada this. You have to be able to avoid that because that will destroy your whole progress. You have to stay on top of you for a little bit, and then you could start talking to girls. But for now, just focus on you. Don't give into it because you don't want to start from bottom. You don't want to start back from the bottom in like 2-3 years of feeling that uncomfortable feeling again, where you want to be better. Like that comfortable, it's so uncomfortable to get when you're feeling comfortable, because then you realize that the comfort you're feeling is uncomfortable, and you need to get back on track. You know what I mean? It's weird, but you have to be able to cut that out. You can't get into it. You have to avoid the temptations. You gotta avoid the distractions. Number 4, like I said, this one's interchangeable with 2. You either do both or you do one. Sacrifice. You have to be able to get rid of what needs to be getting rid of. Excuse my grammar real quick. You have to be able to get rid of what needs to be rid of. What needs to be ridden of. I think that's how you say. Yeah. I know what I mean. With sacrifice, you're letting it go entirely. So you either sacrifice games or you trade in the time you're on the game. You know what I mean? You can sacrifice for a lot of y'all can sacrifice the weed and don't come back to it like almost ever. Or you just trade in how much you're smoking. Or with alcohol. Get rid of it entirely or limit your drinking. You know what I mean? It's really just interchangeable. But some things should be sacrificed, and you have to know what should be sacrificed. Like a relationship, for example. If you want to build a better you, and you're in a relationship that's not helping you grow, and you guys are pretty stagnant, and pretty much you guys are either constantly fighting, or you guys are constantly not promoting each other to do better, or maybe you want to do better and you want to promote them to do better, but they're ignoring you and stuff. you have to be able to sacrifice a relationship that's not beneficiary to you. Beneficiary to you. Like if it's not helping you grow as a person, that relationship isn't ready to grow together. You guys are supposed to uplift each other. If you guys aren't growing together, then you're not gonna grow. Period. You as yourself aren't gonna grow, and you and your person aren't gonna grow together. Maybe you grow apart, but you won't grow together. That's for certain. So you have to be able to sacrifice a lot of relationships, and I don't just mean relationships in an intimate sense. I mean relationships like friendship wise. Like whatever relationship you have with one of your boys, if they're not like promoting your growth, you gotta cut them out. You will have to be able to cut them out. If they're not constantly on you about you growing, cut them out. You gotta be able to cut out what needs to be cut out. You know what I mean? It's called sacrifice because sacrifices are hard. But you have to be able to do it in order to grow to that person you want to be. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. It's hard. I know it's hard, but you have to be able to do it. Now, last one is the most important one because the second this starts to falter, everything can start crashing down unless you get back into stuff. And that's discipline or consistency. Same premise, a little bit different. But yeah, you can't get nowhere without consistency and you can't get nowhere without discipline. You need to constantly be on your stuff. So if you're working, you have to make sure you're working. Don't just start like don't take one day off and then turn it into 2 days off, turn it into 3 days off, and then eventually you're not even on track no more. You have to make sure that however you want to set your days, you keep them like that, and you just keep at it. And the second it starts getting hard, you just gotta keep pushing. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep pushing. If you're hesitant about something, just count to 10 and then just do it. Like, let's say you're about to lift a heavy object. You gotta be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you just do it. You just lift. It it sounds weird. I know it sounds weird, but it works sometimes. But you can't just like, you can't go back after you count to 10. Don't try to be like, don't count to 10 and then like just sit there contemplating after. Like, don't try to like back out. Just literally do it. And the second you fail, you fail. But failure promotes growth. So if you don't just do it, you're not gonna know if you can or not. So you have to be able to implement consistency and discipline. But yeah, that's the blueprint I'm implementing for myself. If you're gonna implement this, pay attention to step number 3 because that's the one thing that'll really break down your whole progress. Because you immediately start going back to what you used to think was comfortable, just to realize in some time that you're uncomfortable. All right, but yeah, I'm following this routine all summer. If you do too, let me know and I can help you guide yourself a little bit. All right, but that's pretty much today's double upload. Love y'all, man. Stay safe. Uh, Continue to prosper. Support you through failure, and I believe in your success. Y'all have a great, wonderful day. Love y'all, man.